How you doing? Mr. DJ here, back on the Sock Hop Channel 50s and early 60s, and I want to go back to Billboard's Hot 100, outsourced Billboard's Hot 100, May 18th, 1963. There are so many Lost 45s on here, so much ground to cover tonight, so let's go ahead and start covering some ground tonight. Uh, well, some of the big hits that you might remember from this Hot 100, 18 Yellow Roses by Bobby Darin. Oh my goodness. It leapfrogged from number 93 to 55. Bobby Darin, he was very popular in the early 60s. 18 Yellow Roses and Hello Stranger by Barbara Lewis from 65 to 53. And got the Raindrops with What a Guy at number 52, up from 61. And let's see, we got Neil Sedaka's Let's Go Steady Again at number 39, a Lost 45. The Watermelon Man dropping off the Hot 100 at number 30. And I don't know if anybody remembers the days of Wine and Roses by Andy Williams. I believe that was the B side. I Can't Get Used to Losing You was the A side, I believe. It was a double-sided hit for Andy Williams in the spring of 63. But the song I want to talk to you about, great soul record. Yeah, soul record. Guy had a range. And to get, let me see if I can find. Well, my goodness, I lost it. Bear with me. Bear with me. It'll come up. Here it is at number 51, up from 58. A Lost 45 by Solomon Burke. Really big on the R&B charts back in the early 60s. If You Need Me. Sounds a lot like a Sam Cooke record. Bring it on home to me. I got a dynamic duo for you. Say in 1962, 1963, or maybe 1964 before Sam Cooke was shot. How about a duet, a duo between, well, I can't pronounce the word correctly. Let's say Solomon Burke and Sam Cooke get together for a hit record. How about that? Dynamic duo. Well, here's the thing about Solomon Burke. This guy was a bona fide, well, Sam Cooke was a gospel singer before he got real big on the secular charts. But Solomon Burke, boy, I tell you what, he was a preacher. Started preaching when he was 7 years old at Solomon's Temple. And from the descriptions of him at the time, he was spellbinding. He was a fiery orator, just a, I mean, just really, I guess, in your face preacher. They called him the Boy Wonder preacher. And he got into radio. He had his own gospel show on a local radio station in Philadelphia called WHAT-AM, which is now 1,000 watts. Probably was 1,000 watts at the time. Not very powerful, but hey, you're on the radio. 1,000 or 50,000 watts, you're on the radio. And he had his own gospel show on that station, broadcasting live from Solomon's Temple, mixing sermons with music, with gospel music. His real name, by the way, James Solomon MacDonald. And signed a deal with Apollo Records in 1955. His first single was Christmas. It was a Christmas record. I think it was called Christmas Song. It was something Christmas that was released Christmas Eve. That was in 1955. He released about 9 singles off the Apollo label rather, for about a couple of years. 9 singles, signed briefly with the Triumph record label and then Atlantic. Signed with Atlantic Records at a most opportune time because Ray Charles and Bobby Darin, they both left the label at that time. And Solomon Burke was kind of a godsend. He was a charismatic person, a singer with a wide range. Guy could do gospel, nitty-gritty soul. Solomon Burke. Legend has it that he signed a deal within 10 minutes of walking in Atlantic Records, the office of Atlantic Records. Handshake deal with Amat. I'm probably mispronouncing his name. Amat Erdogan, president of Atlantic Records, and Jerry Wexler. Jerry Wexler, oh God, major producer, major R&B guy behind the scenes at Atlantic Records, producer. And that's when the hits started to roll for Solomon Burke. His first hit record on R&B. It was a remake of a country record, Just Out of Reach of My Two Open Arms. That sounds country right there. And you know, R&B sometimes and soul sometimes could be the inverse of country. They shared some characteristics, particularly back in the 60s. That song was originally done by Virgil Stewart and the Arkansas Cowgirls back in 1953. And that was a big R&B hit. Did okay on the pop charts, went to number 24. We're talking 1961, maybe 1962, and then "Cry to Me" came after that. That was not a, it was a minor hit on the pop charts, but it was a big R&B hit, written by Burke Burns, the guy who wrote "Hang On Sloopy." He wrote "Twist and Shout." He produced, he wrote "Piece of My Heart." He produced Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison, and co-produced Under the Broadwalk by the Drifters, and co-produced Everybody Needs Somebody to Love. That was a Solomon Burke hit back in 1964, co-produced by Burke Burns, I believe, and Jerry Wexler. But anyway, we come to this record now at number 51, "If You Need Me" by Solomon Burke. Was a lost 45, only peaked at number 37. That is it on Billboard's Hot 100. And but it was on Billboard's Hot 100 for 11 weeks. Solomon Burke, preacher man, boy wonder preacher, turning into gospel soul singer. "If You Need Me" at number 51, up from 58 the week of May 18th, 1963. Billboard's Hot 100.